When people think of wine tasting, they may imagine weekend trips through the vineyards of Napa Valley. However, for viticulture and food science majors at Washington State University, experiences like this take place almost every week in the classroom. Well, for most students, that is. For minors like 19-year-old Joey Perpilski, the taste of real wine must be left to the imagination.
We're given grape juice to taste, or we're allowed to smell the wine occasionally, but we can't taste it. So we're given grape juice, which has been interesting. At one point they added Tabasco sauce to the grape juice in order to give us an astringency. That was horrible.
John Hockersmith, a junior viticulture and enology student, wrote a so-called sip and spit bill while in high school that would allow underage students who are studying wine to taste it in a classroom setting.
One of the biggest, most important things for a winemaker is just to develop a trained palate. And so if you don't have any experience in that until you graduate from college or until you turn 21, it's really hard to go about making wine if you really don't know what you're tasting for when you're tasting it.
In fact, his bill has inspired a piece of legislation currently in Washington State's House of Representatives.
The law itself wouldn't allow students to drink wine. It's just a sip and spit sort of deal where you have to taste it. And so there's really not a lot of alcohol that would even get picked up that way.
I could see it being a disadvantage because you're not getting the full experience, especially considering that the title of the class is Sensory Analysis of Food and Wine, and so if you're not actually tasting a wine, I know if I were that age, I'd feel like I'd be getting left out of the full fun, I guess.
For some, it may be hard to imagine university-age students taking a class like this one seriously.
The idea that they're taking a class you could actually drink wine in, that's part of your grade is pretty interesting, but I think a lot of people, especially the kids who are the viticulture and enology majors, they're really taking this quite seriously because this is possibly what they're going to be doing for the rest of their lives. And so I feel like a lot of them are really trying to take something from this class, and they really try to focus and actually learn something that's being presented to them.
I mean, who doesn't like being able to taste wine or smell wine or taste chocolate like we did in lab today? The class is enjoyable, but it is required.
Previously, before, it was just there's red wine, there's white wine, but now there's more to it. You can really smell different aromas, and there's different flavors that you can pick up, and some of them are rose, which is an interesting flavor, and things like that. And I never knew these things existed. I'm not a big wine fan, but I'm really starting to learn more about it though.
For Murrow News, I'm Stevie Chapman.